Gen AI versus game localization, the real boss fight behind the screens. Welcome to Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how. Buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into the glitzy promise of AI-powered game translation and asking whether it's genuinely the future or just another glossy loot box stuffed with disappointment. Picture this, a big stage reveal at GDC 2025, slides blazing, a publisher boasting that 50 titles and 10 languages have fallen to their mighty algorithms in half a year. Sounds like a speedrun record, right? But when you go hunting for proof, you find exactly one release, limping along on Steam with a meager 23 mixed reviews. Hardly the global conquest those slides suggested. Yet the hype has studio accountants reaching for confetti cannons. Meanwhile, translators, those fleshy folk who actually sweat over dialogue, are left wondering whether their craft has just been down-leveled to optional DLC. Let's get real. Machine translation has been nibbling at localization for years, but its sweet spot is boilerplate menus and legalese, not the living, breathing prose that gives a game its soul. Case in point, Cyberpunk 2077's braindance became the elegantly evocative danse sensorielle in French, but drop that same chunk of lore into an off-the-shelf language model, and back comes the word braindance in English, bumping elbows with sentences that feel like they've been through a clothes wringer. Sure, it's legible, but so is a license agreement, and nobody frames those on the wall. The supposed solution is human-in-the-loop post-editing. Shove the messy first draft at linguists, pay them a few cents a word, and tell them to sprinkle magic dust until it shines. Except surveys show the majority of seasoned translators loathe the work. Creativity flatlines, fatigue skyrockets, and juniors lose the bread and butter strings that teach them rhythm, timing, and cultural nuance. Without that on-ramp, tomorrow's localization leads never get to spawn. Even vendors admit the machine starts flailing when confronted with idioms, lore twists, or slapstick humor, the very moments players remember long after the credits roll. And while venture capital keeps inflating ever larger models, each microscopic quality boost costs a fortune, yet still dumps awkward phrasing on human desks to be fixed in a frantic sprint. So where does that leave developers staring down glossy AI pitches? Here's the smarter play. Demand raw samples, not cherry-picked showpieces. Ask about the actual linguists steering the ship. Pay fair rates for first-pass human craft instead of scrambling for day-one patches. And tap the IGDA Localization SIG or other trusted networks to find partners who see language as a pillar, not a line item. Automation absolutely has a place. Let it crunch file prep, placeholder propagation, maybe dash off a first pass on static UI. But story, humor, and cultural sparkle still need hearts that beat, minds that wander, and tongues that know the difference between a Cockney quip and a Caledonian wink. Players sense the love. They'll notice when nobody bothered to write, so why should they bother to read? In a world drowning in slapped-together content, craft is your ultimate differentiator. GenAI is brilliant at plenty of things, but until it understands heartbreak, banter, and the joyous chaos of language, it's not the hero translation deserves. Just an over-leveled NPC with a shiny tooltip. Invest in people. Treat localization as the creative powerhouse it is, and your game will slot into players' memories instead of the bargain bin. The joystick may evolve, but the stories still need storytellers. Thank you for listening to this episode of Localization News You Can Use, your daily dose of localization know-how.